All right, let's take a journey to our solar system's most extreme inner world. We're talking about the sun's fiery, silent neighbor, Mercury. This isn't just some other planet. It's a world of shocking contrasts that basically lives with the full, unrelenting force of our star right on its doorstep. Let's dive into the wild paradoxes of this incredible place. So first up, we're landing in a world of just unbelievable temperature swings. Seriously, try to imagine a place that is both a scorching oven hot enough to melt lead and, at the very same time, a deep, dark freezer that's colder than anything you'd find on Earth.
So that's the big question, right? How can one world possibly hold both of those extremes? The answer to this really gets to the very heart of what makes this planet so unique.
I mean, just look at the sheer scale of this difference. In the daylight, Mercury's surface can hit 430 degrees Celsius. That is absolutely hot enough to melt lead. But then when night falls, the temperature just plummets to a bone-chilling minus 180 Celsius. That's a swing of over 600 degrees. It's just wild. So what's the secret? Well, it's actually beautifully simple. Mercury has almost no atmosphere. Think about it. Here on Earth, we have this thick, cozy blanket of air that traps and distributes heat all around the planet. Mercury, it's completely naked to space. So when it faces the sun, it just bakes. And the second it turns away, all that heat radiates straight back out, leaving the surface to freeze instantly.
Okay, so beyond that extreme climate, the very ground on Mercury tells a fascinating story. It's a story of, violent impacts and a surprisingly weird inner composition.
At first glance, you might even mistake it for our own moon. I mean, it's totally covered in craters from billions of years of asteroid impacts. But if you look a little closer, you'll see this distinct metallic sheen. And that's your first clue that while the surface might look familiar, there's something very different going on underneath. And this right here shows you exactly why. Mercury is just dominated by a gigantic iron core. It makes up almost half of its entire volume. A leading theory is that way back in its history, some colossal object slammed into Mercury and stripped away most of its rocky mantle, leaving this massive metal heart behind. All right, hold on because things are about to get really strange. Now that we're on the surface, let's talk about time. Because on Mercury, the clocks work in a way that will completely bend your mind. Okay, first, the easy part. Mercury just zips around the sun in only 88 Earth days. So its year is incredibly short. You'd basically have a birthday every 3 months or so. Simple enough, right? But here's the crazy twist. A single day on Mercury, and by that I mean the time from one sunrise to the next, takes a whopping 176 Earth days. Yeah, you heard that right. A single day on Mercury is twice as long as its entire year. Just let that sink in for a second. This quote just perfectly captures how bizarre that is. You could live through an entire Mercurian year, go from one birthday to the next, and you'd only experience the morning of a single day. The sun would literally still be climbing in the sky. And speaking of the sun, let's look up. From where we're standing on Mercury, the sky is completely dominated by this single colossal star that behaves in the most peculiar way. The sun in Mercury's sky appears a staggering 3 times larger than it does from Earth. It's not just a bright light in the distance, it's a titanic, trembling ball of fire that just takes over your entire view. And it doesn't just move across the sky in a straight line. Because Mercury has this unique egg-shaped orbit, it actually travels fastest when it's closest to the sun, faster than it's even rotating. And this causes the sun to do this strange little dance. It rises, it climbs, and then at certain points it actually looks like it stops, moves backward for a little bit, and then continues on its way. It's an absolutely stunning celestial show you can't see anywhere else. Just when you think you've kind of got this world figured out, our robotic explorers sent back data that just complicates everything. NASA's Messenger spacecraft in particular revealed some of Mercury's deepest, most hidden secrets. So Messenger showed us that Mercury is so much more than just a scorched rock. First, it found evidence of ancient lava flows, which proves the planet was once volcanically active. Then, and get this, it found water ice hiding out from the sun in these permanently shadowed craters near the poles. And maybe most surprising of all, it detected a magnetic field. Now, this magnetic field, it's pretty weak. but it's active. It's constantly interacting with the solar wind, that stream of particles always flowing from the sun, and it creates this continuous plasma dance. One really beautiful way to describe it, as this quote does, is that Mercury acts like the sun's magnetic music box, always playing this silent cosmic tune. So, what does this all mean? Well, Mercury might be the smallest planet in the solar system, but it is anything but insignificant. It is a world of incredible drama, a tough, resilient survivor that has withstood the most extreme conditions you can imagine, right on the doorstep of our star. Mercury is just proof that even the most seemingly desolate places in our universe hold these deep, fascinating secrets. So the next time you see the sunrise, just take a moment to remember that there's a small, metallic planet out there dancing closest to that light, and its name is Mercury.